Imagine cooking your favorite bowl of instant noodles after a long day, only to realize the food in your bowl might not be safe. India's food safety watchdog has just issued urgent legal warnings to 3 major consumer brands. Sitting right at the top of that list as the primary focus of the investigation is a giant of the grocery aisle, Maggi noodles. The agency running this investigation is the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, or the FSSAI. They act as the national food quality regulator. Their job is to set scientific standards, inspect factories, and pull random samples from store shelves to ensure everything is safe before it reaches your plate. When they issue an official warning, it is an urgent, active investigation into the food currently sitting inside your kitchen cabinets. To understand why this specific warning is causing so much panic, we have to look at Maggi's historical record. Back in 2015, inspectors found elevated levels of lead and monosodium glutamate, commonly known as MSG, inside samples of the noodles. The resulting nationwide ban forced the company to pull over 38,000 tons of noodles off store shelves. That massive stockpile was eventually destroyed in cement kilns. The show cause notice they received this time carries severe legal weight. It effectively tells a company that a major flaw has been found, and they must prove why their operating license shouldn't be canceled or hit with massive financial penalties. Because of the deep consumer trust that was broken years ago, any new regulatory investigation into Maggi instantly becomes a front-page national story. The current investigation started when consumers reported finding actual insects crawling inside sealed packets of Maggi purchased from local retail stores. As soon as those reports hit the news, investors grew nervous and started selling off shares, causing Nestle India's stock price to quickly drop. In response, the company launched a highly coordinated defense. First, they sent samples from the exact same production batches to independent, government-accredited laboratories. According to their reports, those test results came back completely clear. Second, their engineering team detailed the actual physics of how a noodle block is made, arguing that a living insect surviving their factory floor is physically impossible. The multi-billion-dollar corporation is relying on the extreme heat of its own manufacturing process to prove that an infestation starting at the factory level simply cannot happen. The production line is entirely automated. Raw wheat dough is mixed, flattened, and cut by massive stainless steel machines, meaning human hands never actually touch the food during the initial shaping process. The newly formed noodles then enter their first major safety barrier, a massive industrial steaming chamber designed to partially cook the dough. In this diagram, noodles are blasted with concentrated steam as the temperature rapidly spikes to over 100 degrees Celsius. Immediately after, they enter a flash frying machine. The temperature soars to 150 degrees in boiling oil, boiling away moisture to provide a long shelf life. Any living organism, larva, or egg would be completely obliterated by that sequence of extreme heat. That intensive process effectively clears the factory floor as the source of the bugs. So, if the factory environment uses these specific high-heat barriers to neutralize potential contaminants, how does a consumer open a sealed plastic wrapper at home and find an insect inside? Food safety experts point out that the real vulnerability happens after the product leaves the factory. The packets travel through a chaotic logistical network of wholesale warehouses, transit hubs, and local retail backrooms that might suffer from damp conditions or poor pest control. Tiny warehouse pests like beetles or weevils possess incredibly sharp mouthparts. They can easily chew microscopic, nearly invisible holes straight through the thin plastic packaging to reach the dry wheat inside, where they multiply. To someone opening the packet in their kitchen, it looks exactly like a manufacturing error, but in reality, it is a complete breakdown in supply chain hygiene and safe storage. For millions of busy working parents and students across the country, instant noodles are a quick, reliable staple. A safety warning of this scale creates immediate psychological anxiety every time you prepare a meal. However, this regulatory pressure creates a positive domino effect. It forces multi-billion-dollar brands to actively audit and penalize wholesalers who store food in dirty, pest-infested conditions. That pressure forces the entire retail ecosystem to upgrade its cleanliness and temperature controls. It also underscores the role of having a national health regulator. When the government acts on consumer complaints by opening a formal inquiry, it reminds large brands that their manufacturing and safety protocols remain subject to public oversight. Food safety requires continuous monitoring, from the hot factory floor all the way to your local neighborhood grocery shelf. Now that this investigation is officially underway, will you continue to confidently cook your favorite staples, or will you wait until the final clearance reports are published? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.